Day 5 on this hairpiece. A bit of gluey, shiny stuff just happening about there on the front hairline. So yeah, eventually glue does kind of squeeze out from being melted over time from the heat of your body. But yeah, with the brush back look, I've managed to kind of keep it all from lifting, because I've basically had a brush back look nearly every single day, and I've been holding it in position with muck. So I'm just going to go out for a drink with my friend who's come to visit from Byron Bay. He's a hippie. So I understand the hippie world. There are a few mystical things though I think I disagree with. I've started drinking, but I'm going to take a full bottle of whiskey and some Coke over to his apartment where he's staying. And we'll just go out drinking and go to an art show and stuff. I've realised it's almost time to do hair removal, get the nose waxing happening, put some of this Nair on. So I think I'll probably make this episode about hair removal, body hair removal. This is eyeliner pencil. I could accentuate my lovely eyes with this by just putting a smear underneath each eye and spitting and rubbing it in. I'll show you how that's done incidentally. If you ever want to be musical theatre level gay with me, this is the way to do it. You just run a little bit of a line there. A little bit of a line. This is a retractable eyeliner pencil, not one that you have to sharpen. Okay, so it just squeezes out like that. It's the best type. This one incidentally is from MAC, and it's whatever that says. It's dark brown. Even though I've mentioned the word gay, this is to attract women. If your eyes pop, then people are more likely to be attracted to you. By the way, gay men are a good barometer of whether or not women will be attracted to you. As a straight man, it's actually a good trip to go into a gay bar, because there are a lot of girls who have got their masks off and they're open to talking. Unlike straight clubs or bars where women are just like, earn me, earn me. I'm the treasure, buy me drinks and so on. Show me how big your muscles are, right? And they're all fucking bitches. But in a gay bar, they're not bitches. It's like daytime girls. It's like going to a cafe and the waitress smiles at you. Because she wants tips, but she still smiles, right? She's not a snobby sucker bitch. You could even probably end up in a relationship with a waitress if you don't meet girls any other way. Daytime women are very different to nighttime women. But in a gay bar, they're almost like daytime women again. Even though it's nighttime and it's all dancing on the dance floor and rubbing and sucking and squeezing and biting and licking and fucking whatever, right? So I just upgraded myself slightly. And nobody will be able to say, you're wearing eyeliner, aren't you? So no, my eyes just naturally this pretty. So because my face is made even more plain by sideburns, add something to it. A bit of stubble adds something to it. But eyeliner pencil and some of these caterpillar glasses add even more, right? Especially since I'm dressed in a groovy manner. With this attire. Check out these fucking awesome shoes. And this awesome jacket. The good thing about jackets as well is it hides your body fat. So this is what you should wear. Got a hoodie. Not that I'll be wearing this tonight. I'm just saying, it's got one. And what do I do with these strangly hairs here? Nothing. I'm leaving them like that. Have a good night. I know I will. I mean, I hope I will. Hey guys, this is day 5, I suppose, of this hairpiece. Poly, this long. I've had a shower and I just got dressed. All I've done is brush my hair back. I'm going to examine the front hairline with you now, day 5. Okay, so top left corner, see a bit of lifting right there. It's probably not worth lifting that to put glue in there. I'm sweating at the moment, I can feel it from, you know, if I tug on this, you can see some glue deterioration and some wetness from that glue there, to the extent it's sort of come around the corner a little bit, and it's risking getting caught in those front hairs somewhat if I don't clean it. So I'm just going to use a baby wipe. Strictly, I should probably put some alcohol spray onto it. I'm just going to wipe downwards. Note that even though there's some glue that's shining through at the bottom of the front hairpiece, it hasn't attracted a big line of dirt, which is good. But the shininess has to be wiped away. It's now gone from winter to springtime, so it's getting hotter. It's now bushfire season in Australia. For those 49% of you who are American, we say bushfire when you say wildfire. I don't know why we've got different words internationally for that. So every single year we have massive floods, and then every single year we have massive fires. I don't know why they can't get their shit together to try to put the water out, put the fire out with the flooding. You can see over this edge here, there's some lifting going on there. Realistically, it would be better to take that glue off and reapply glue there, especially since I'm kind of sweating at the moment. I probably should have waited until I dried. For some reason, water from the shower seems to make me sweat. It must be the heat from the shower actually, but yeah, I can feel the difference between just being wet after a shower, because I've dried myself, but then I can become wetter after I've dried myself. Sweat makes me feel really uncomfortable. I think more than other people. Like, it sometimes makes me feel like my breathing is suffering and stuff like that. And I do have some sort of breathing difficulties because I'm a smoker. Vaping allows me to smoke less, and it is possible for me to even cut back on vaping, because vaping, it feels less addictive. It's certainly great when you're going out in a group of people. You know, if you vape, you're not going to smell bad. You can just pop into the bathroom and vape without having to go outside or something, because nobody will know that vaping just occurred based on the smell of whatever flavor you're smoking. Maybe if it was tobacco flavored, somebody might get a clue, but it's definitely going to smell like smoke. And there'll be no smoke really left behind after about 30 seconds either. Sort of dissipates. Yeah. Okay, so it's starting to feel a little bit sticky along this front edge here. So I'll have to eventually do something about that. But for now, I've just simply done a bit of a day 5 cleanup. I don't have time right now to wax my nose or remove body hair. So we'll do that in a future episode. So for now, I'm just going to put some muck in there. I'm just going to dry myself a little bit because I feel a bit sweaty. Really luxurious for me, especially with breathing, because I've had 2 sinus operations and I still have closed, completely sealed up sinuses. So breathing through my nose is always like this, where my nostrils come together. I've been open a little bit just from that experience, but having the cool air and just being able to breathe through my nose is just such a luxury. Okay, so that's some more noticeable degradation patch here. See this bit here, a whole bunch of hairs have begun within 5 days have gone missing from that spot. That's just going to get worse. Then it's got this patchy thing on the front. So it's at moments like this you feel like snipping that bit out, and then that's the beginning of the end, you see. That's why hairpieces can't really last for 6 months. So even that, I mean the hairpieces do molt out. Let's not make any mistake about it. They molt from your hairpiece when you run your fingers through your hair. And this patch over here, where there's extra hairs, I'm just gonna snip that little bit out. I am conscious of the time though. I've got to go for dinner with some friends. So at the moment, because my head is really hot, it's gonna be difficult to stick everything back down properly at the moment. So I'm just gonna leave everything as it is. I know that bit's not gonna be very well affixed at this point, because probably got sweat and been exposed to air and stuff. I'm going to just put some muck in my head. Look at all this bit here, right? See, that's probably the bit I just snipped, see? You can see that's all about to come out, right? What could I have done to make this less disintegrating? One thing is, don't have such a long hairstyle, because every time I'm brushing through, I'm just pulling on lots of hairs for an extended period of time. So a shorter haircut would have been less of a problem. muck in my hair. So yeah, so the conclusion is here, after some heat from your head, the glue must melt and just dribble out, or this thing, you know, like a rubber band, starts pulling back on your head and it leaves that bit exposed. I'm not sure which of those two is happening, but after a few days you can start to see a line of glue along the front hairline. But as I've said many times, poly is much worse. So this is the lesser of two evils in terms of front hairline maintenance. I mean, it's not really that bad, is it? And I'll see, I probably will need to lift that up, peel a bit of that glue off, and then reapply some more glue, and then put it back down. Potentially, we'll see. But I'm going out for dinner now, so I'll speak to you later. Sorry, I just walked up the stairs. You know I share everything with you, right? Something that's going to be hard for me to share with you is a sensation of snorting coke. I could probably describe being drunk, which is like dizziness, right? It's just dizziness. It's been around in circles a few times, you'll save some money. But you can't just sit there and become dizzy with poison. Weed, how would you describe that in words? I haven't taken any tonight, but I'm sure I could describe it. Smoking weed is like, let's see. That's not weed, that's just me thinking. Weed is like being pat on the head by that big blue monster from Monsters Inc. while the eyes roll back in your head. So you feel comforted in a way. But coke, that's a hard one. You snort it, here's what it is. You feel wide awake and you wish everybody else was wide awake too. And you've probably taken it late at night when everyone wants to go to bed, so I think it would probably on its own, without the effects of alcohol and potentially staying awake for too long, give you the sensation of just wanting to read a book or go out and play tennis, but not sit around and just laze about. You're wired in a way that makes you want to kind of get stuff done. You have some energy now. It's awakened your entire kind of body, especially your mind. That's coke. So that's what I've just taken. When you're inexperienced with having taken any drugs at all, you'd probably compare everything with alcohol, but I can assure you there's an entire plethora of experiences that your brain is capable of feeling. And we were having some discussions about drug effects. Some kind of peyote variation they were talking about, which is a hallucinogen. You're gonna mix it with a vine to stabilize yourself, and you purge. When you take it, you gotta vomit and shit, diarrhea. You're supposed to fast before you take it because you're gonna shit yourself. Something to do with the letter I, maybe. I don't remember. Everything I think is about South America, maybe. So you probably need a shaman to help you through that journey. But yeah, it's a cosmic, spiritual, uplifting experience or whatever. And if you watch my videos, you know I'm not superstitious in any way or at all, right? But we were having discussions about ghosts and quantum physics and stuff tonight, which was really amazing. And we had a delicious meal. Vegetarian. And then I just got in an Uber, which I caught from where I just came from, back here. And I was talking to the guy and everyone else in the car, because it was a pool. It was like $9 instead of $25 or something, much cheaper. So everyone was sort of up for having a conversation. This guy had sex, he'd just come from a girl he just had sex with in the back. This guy had just been out drinking. This guy in the driver's seat was, he worked for the NBN. He was installing faster internet for the future wiring of the city. And I just come from a conversation about ghosts and quantum physics after snorting some coke. It was a great night. I mean, it's really, for me, socializing for the first time in a long time, I feel like I didn't fuck it up, which is often a major fear that I should probably have, given that I have often given the wrong eye contact or something. So, yeah. Yeah, it all kind of worked out. I wasn't hated by the end. I probably overstayed my welcome by about half an hour, but it was okay. It worked out well. And they gave me lots of food to take home for leftovers and stuff. And they want to see me tomorrow. So, yeah, it's pretty amazing. And yesterday I was so hungover that I just recovered by watching a marathon of American Horror Story with Kathy Bates and Jessica Lange. Amazing. I love it so much. You should watch it. Okay, so are my pupils dilated right now? I don't know. I feel like they're kind of normal. Seems to be some red veins in my eyes. The hairline obviously is not affected by cocaine. But I'm starting to appreciate the vision that I can have with glasses. Just taking them off and on again all the time is just a pain in the ass. I'm supposed to read with them and then not walk around with them or drive with them, but I do. It just makes everything a lot easier. It's like an enhancement. It takes me back to the sort of level of, like, so I can read that now. And I can read that. Do not swim, work out, or shampoo for at least 24 hours. I've never read that before, but I can now read it. See how small that writing is? There are actually instructions on Walker Tape Ultra Hold. It tells you not to work out or sweat for 24 hours. They know more than I do, and yet I've contradicted them the whole time I've been talking to you about this stuff. Before bonding, prepare skin and base with 99% alcohol to remove residues. Then apply a thin layer of adhesive to the skin and base and blow dry until very tacky. Next, press the hair system onto the skin and hold firmly for 10 seconds. I've never done any of these things. Do not swim, work out, or shampoo for at least 24 hours. Oops. I've never read those instructions before. I was never able to see them before. Blurry, clear. Yeah, I think that you are going to get a deterioration of that glue, even if you sweat after the 24-hour curfew. So potentially, do not have shampoo. Do not swim. Do not swim, work out, or shampoo for at least 24 hours. This is telling me that you've got to have the same sort of rules as this. But from my experience, this does not react the same way as this. If you did those things with this, I would assume there'd be whiteness and you'd ruin the whole hold experience. But I've never minded with the adhesive, the acrylic adhesive. Okay, so everything I've said, ignore, no. I haven't found that to be necessary in my experience. But in general, sweating with a hairpiece and any type of adhesive that I've ever experienced has caused a weakening of the glue. But it's not necessarily because of the 24-hour experience. And don't forget, I've had lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of hairpieces using this stuff. So in those times, there would have been maybe 100 times that I did not sweat for the first 24 hours, or swim, or sweat, or work out, or anything else. And yet by day 3 or 4, it was still kind of melting because of the summer heat. So if I was to summarize what those instructions should say, it should be more along the lines of, we have not created a good enough formula to withstand any heat beyond 25 degrees Celsius / 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Therefore, choose another glue. But there are no other glues, so therefore choose us. The end. Okay. Is this a drug-related episode? Related, perhaps. This is a day 5 poly examination episode. Yep, fine. But I did have to chop away a bit earlier this afternoon, didn't I? Before I left. Chopped away at that area there. And we saw that there was nothing holding it down. But now, because it's cold enough, okay, for it not to have melted, it's got a solid hold. So the the residual glue that was already there was not destroyed completely by the salts of sweat in my body. And so it's completely stuck back down as hard as day 1. This area here can't be resolved by anything because so many hairs have just fallen out of that spot there. My iPad thought I was talking to it. Okay, so yeah, I went out like this, brush back look all night. There were about 10 people I was interacting with at this place, okay? So for me, that's quite an achievement. I'm usually by myself at home. You know, I went for a year in an acting school last year, but everyone was so young, it was a different experience. This was a socializing experience, and so people were around my age. It was kind of weird. I wish it happened all the time. I wish it was every day. I wish it was family and friends in my life, instead of everyone being divided by geography and schedules. I kind of wish I could meet all of you as well. I wish the world was sort of bound together a lot more. I don't like the whole screen division thing. Like right now, if I think about it, even though I don't feel kind of lonely right now, because well, maybe because I just had a whole bunch of company, I'm not weeping into my video diary. I am in a room by myself, but I don't feel like the whole world is just me and nobody else, like I have for so many years in the past, because I was alone. And there was zero chance of me encountering another person who cared or wanted to see me anywhere around them for probably 2 decades. So I was in isolation. It makes life worse. Having companionship and people to listen occasionally to you. I'm not the sort of person who expects to be heard as well now. In the old days, years ago, I was like, I want to be heard. No, it's my turn. Now I'm like, okay, I start a conversation and then I get interrupted and then I'm like, okay, fine, what are you guys talking about? and I'm now listening into them. My priority used to be, I want you guys to hear what I've got to think about, or what I'm saying. But now, I'll tell you what, it makes you more likable if you yield. Just yield and just cut off your own interests of, yeah, but I know exactly everything about the topic you're discussing. I can say everything. I can answer those questions now for you. You won't have to wonder about it anymore. I'll answer it. They don't care, all right? So write a book if you want to be heard in that way. In a social context, the game is, I never accepted this, I never liked it, but this is the way it is. And you feel better in terms of fulfillment of oxytocin or whatever it is, the chemical that you need to not feel lonely. Listen to them. Don't, you know, it's almost like they can't say at the end of the night that you were quiet and never talked. Their summary would be, oh, that's right, I interrupted him like 35 times. And he was okay with that. What a fucking hero, right? There will be a chance eventually for you to have a say, but it's hard to figure out how to get your say in. And people will talk about you behind your back and not like you if you say too much as well. So it's, you want to be along the middle line, right? You don't want to be the guy with the mohawk in the army. You want to be supportive of your fellow troops and not irresponsible and not a showboat, but still have some sort of personality. I don't know, it's hard to figure it out. And this isn't because I've been diagnosed with Asperger's. I don't think that's a correct diagnosis, to be honest. You might think, well, that's exactly what this fucking guy's got. You might think that. But you've never seen me interact with another person, so how would you know? Yeah, so this is day 5. There's not much to talk about. Like, if you're in an environment which is not making you sweat, it's not hot, then you're not going to have basically many problems at all. But you do have the pillow to worry about, you do have the brush, you do have the shower, brush, pillow, shower. And if you've got a brush forward look, then you've also got leverage and wind and so on to worry about. But yeah, I would say the hair loss and sweatiness and lifting predominantly comes from hairbrush, hot shower, and pillow when you go to sleep, right? But my friend tonight, he said he has a hot shower, but then at the end he has a cold shower for like 60 seconds and then gets out. And I said, don't you feel cold? He said, no, I feel already warm. Oh yeah, because the shower was colder than real life. Yeah, okay, I understand. So potentially, if you finish your showers with cold, then this glue that could have been melted during the heat of your shower will have solidified back to cold water level glue exposure. So it probably melts back into hardness again. I'm not really sure exactly what I'm going to do for the rest of the night. I could try to take sleeping tablets, I could write a song, I could go and play a game of tennis. I could try to talk to you, but I don't trust you anymore. Every video I post now has at least 8 or 10 dislikes, so yeah, it's scary to talk to you now. Everything's changed. Like I say, I'm grateful for those of you who fucking write nice things, but I don't even want to look at the comments anymore. I'm too scared. It'll cause me anguish to read negative fucking comments from people who hate me. And I don't really feel like I did that much, apart from saying you're all a bunch of faggots, to deserve that, right? Muck and water and a brush sort of gives you back the original style you had before you hair dried out and you didn't have a chance to style it or whatever. I'm not saying carry muck and a bottle of spray and a brush around with you. But I'm saying, okay, you know when you go for a haircut and you walk out and you think, wow, that hairstyle looks really nice. I like the way the hairdresser has done that. It's not so much the cut, it's partially the cut, but it's a lot more partially the fucking blow dryer and the fucking hair product and the brushing he or she did to make your hair look correct the moment you're walking out of the salon. You get home, you have a shower, it's like, what the fuck? I can't get it back to the way it looked like that day when I walked out of the salon, because they styled it for you. It's a different thing to cutting your hair, isn't it? Styling your hair. Because you know my hair is 4 inches long here, right? That's my hair length. 4 inches, 1 inch, 2 inches. Styling it. That's dependent on the wavy curliness of your hair, the hair product you choose, how wet it is, how it was brushed in, if it was dried, etc. Let me ask you this. You're a human, right? You're a creature, you're a being. Have you ever looked into the pupils of your own eyes in the mirror for like 60 seconds? Some scary shit, man. You've seen a lot, you in those eyes. And if you're blind, then you in those neurons, ears. I can't remember what happened 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, or 4 years ago. I've been thinking about writing down age 1, age 2, age 3, all the way up to age 42, and writing at least one thing that happened that year. Because I've stopped remembering. I mean, I had to stop remembering for sanity's sake. My memories were causing me a great amount of post-traumatic stress disorder. So, I had to forget. But that was a temporary fix. You need your memories to sort of feel sane. The battle for sanity is ongoing. And a lot of it has to do with not being lonely. What's the opposite of loneliness? Companionship. I think that the answer has got to be meetup.com if I can't reconnect with old friends. Because my friend tonight, I haven't seen him for years. I can't sit around in the isolation of my own room. I could go out and play guitar in the street and sort of try to meet people and try to, hey, so what are you doing on the weekend? You want to come out to a party? Like, do you have a party to go to? No. Okay, well, I'm not coming out to the non-party with you then. No, okay, but do you want to, like, hang out? It's just so hectic and hard, you know? In school, you've got all the time in the world, right? The 13 years of school is worth 100 years. And then you're institutionalized, and then you gotta go out and fucking make your own life. I guess I'm having a bit of trouble with that. If I name this video incorrectly, I'll get a thumbs down. And I'll get 6% watch time as well. I wonder what goes through the minds of people who click videos and skip to the next one. I want to be entertained, I want to be entertained, I want to be entertained, I want to be entertained. No, next. At what point are they exhausted of clicking next and just go, oh, okay, I'll fucking watch this then. There's something they've already watched before. Is it comedy? Is it a documentary about quantum mechanics? Is it porn? What is stopping them from watching my videos all the way through? I know I'm fucking boring. I'm just talking. I'm riffing off the top of my fucking head, just talking about drug experiences and fucking hairdos and shit. It's boring as fuck, man. I know. But still, occasionally when I sit down and relax, like 24 minutes though, it's pushing it, isn't it? How long are you gonna sit there and fucking listen to some guy ranting about this? You came here to find out about how to fucking fix your hair, and I'm talking about drugs. And whatever else, like remembering the past. And depressing shit. Should I publish this shit? So the thing is, I know you come back to this video and say, yeah, I was there, I saw that. Before he was famous. After I'm famous. Won't you? Even though you didn't watch the whole thing. And now you're watching this part because we're like well into it at this point. It's the first time you've ever seen it, right? You lied to everybody about knowing about me. But there's nothing important about me, even if I do become famous later on, right? Except for the fact that I've suffered deliberately, extreme amount, for the sake of loyalty and honor and all the things that a samurai would respect. It's weird that my culture is not the only one. That Luke Skywalker and Superman and Indiana Jones and the samurai and and Jesus Christ and all these other sort of heroes from history are not the only way to gain points in the eyes of the masses. I would have thought that honor is the main thing. Loyalty is the main thing. Anyway. It confuses me that things have been murked up by various ideologies. You would think by now, by this age, I would have had at least 1 million ideas about new ideologies. And I might have had 150, which I've written about in diaries, but I can't remember them anymore. For my own sanity, I had to forget a lot of the old shit. It caused me Great Depression, so for sanity's sake, I had to forget it all. But they are in my diaries. I could read through them, but that's a chore, isn't it? But not as much of a chore as watching this video was. I'm sorry about that.